my goodness.
The locket for the.
Yeah, sorry about that, family. We had some technical issues again.
Yeah.
The software is acting up, so
Yeah.
we're gonna try to work on it next time.
Right.
So let's go back to Psalm 79 again from the top. Here's the book of Psalms, chapter 79, verse 1. O Yahweh, for heathen are come into thine inheritance.
It says, O Most High, the heathen are come into thine inheritance. Read.
Thy holy temple have been defiled.
It said our holy temple have defiled. You know what I'm saying? When you go through the history of the nations, you know, the Europeans, the Romans, the Greeks, they defiled the temple. You know what I'm saying? With swine's flesh and whatnot. Read.
They have laid Jerusalem on heaps.
And they laid Jerusalem in heaps. Okay, the city once burned down before. Read.
But dead bodies of thy servants have they given to be meat unto the fowls of heaven.
It said, the dead bodies of thy servants have they given to be meat unto the fowls of heaven. Man. They will tell you, go ahead, read on.
The flesh of thy saints.
The flesh of thy who?
The flesh of thy saints.
It said the flesh of thy saints, read.
Unto the beasts of the earth.
It's like they just leave us up there. You know what I'm saying? Read.
Their blood they have shed like water round about Jerusalem.
It said their blood have they shed like water round about Jerusalem. Hold up. There was something I wanted to get into. Oh, it's a perfect time. Numbers 35. That's another popular scripture.
35 and
30. Oh, let's see.
Who said kill any person?
Yeah.
It's the book of Numbers, chapter 35, verse 30. Whoso killeth any person, the murderer shall be put to death.
Shall be what?
Shall be put to
It
death.
says shall be put to death. Read.
By the mouth of witnesses.
By the mouth of witnesses. Read.
But one witness shall not testify against any person to cause him to die.
It said, but one witness shall not testify against any person to cause him to die. So it's pretty much you gotta say that the mouth of two witnesses shall every word be established. Read.
Moreover, you shall take no satisfaction for the life of a murderer, which is guilty of death.
Which is what?
Guilty of death.
So which is guilty of death, okay? Like these nations, all right? They come over and, you know, kind of just ransacked America. Somebody discovered it, but people was already here. They can discover something, but somebody's already here. The Native Americans. Read.
But he shall surely be put to death.
He said, but he shall surely, it didn't say maybe, put to death.
That word is very short.
Yeah,
surely.
it said surely.
It's not a suggestion, it's what's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Verse 32. And he shall take no satisfaction for him, but is fled to the city of his refuge. But he should come again to dwell in the land, unto the death of the priest. Verse 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein you are. For blood. For blood.
It says for blood, right? Read.
It defileth the land.
And this place is defiled. Okay. Over the history, over the long periods of years of rape, robbery, and murder that happened on this land to the Native Americans. Okay, to so-called African Americans, who we not are. Okay, we're not named after two continents. Okay, we are the true Hebrews or the Israelites.
That's right.
Okay, and a lot of blood is shed in this land, man. And it's only right that we get revenge. It only makes sense. You know what I'm saying? You know, the whole side is about balance. And I guess if you ask people, you know, say, do you believe in justice? Of course they're gonna say yeah. But if something happened to their family, they're gonna be like, nah, I don't want that. They're gonna be like, man, you go, hey, go.
Everybody got it.
Everybody got it.
Everybody got it.
Okay.
But speak on that though.
Yeah.
That's something we see in our community, how they have used our scriptures against us. Because they always tell us when something happens to you, forgive that person.
Oh yeah, of course.
Turn the other cheek.
Oh, I did listen.
I've seen interviews with victims have been victims of police violence or some kind of violence, and it's one of our people. They always put the ask, "Are you going to forgive that person?"
Yeah.
Like, I know they just killed your family. Are you going to forgive that person?
Oh my God.
Right? You never see them as another white person or another race. Are you going to forgive them?
Yeah.
Because they want blood. And they know it.
Exactly.
But they teach us to be passive.
Oh yeah.
And to forgive them. That's what the scripture says. The enemies they're speaking of was our own people.
Yeah.
That transgressed against us. The Bible tells us to forgive your brother 7 times. Or 7 times 7, as it goes.
Yeah.
But the way they teach it to us, to pacify us, is forgive that person. I mean, he just killed your mom.
Yeah.
But you have to forgive him. Or you're not a good Christian.
Yeah.
I'm not a Christian.
They like to put that guilt trip on you.
You're a true Christian.
Again, they use our own scriptures against us.
Yeah.
Because they believe that being Christian means you follow Christ.
Yeah.
But you're not following Christ. You're not taught how to follow Christ. But they just use that as a way to generalize. You want to be good to God, you gotta do what He says. Yeah. He says to forgive you and turn the other cheek. No, that's not what Scripture says.
Exactly. Read on.
Don't see it there. So, okay, got right here.
Well, you can read 33 again.
Okay. Here's the book of Numbers, chapter 35, verse 33. So you shall not pollute the land wherein you are, for blood it defileth the land. And the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it.
By the blood of him that shed it. Now, when you ask, the people that's here today, that's a lie. You understand? Oh, it wasn't me, but it's your fault. You know what I mean? You can't just be like, well, because that's the way they carry themselves in America. You know what I'm saying? You walking on stolen land, okay? I'm pretty sure you know the history of the Native Americans. They know it. But they didn't act around, they just act like, everything's all good. Nothing's gonna happen to me or my forefathers. That wasn't me. I didn't kill nobody. I'm not like that. But it's only so right. You know what I'm saying? That the Most High do revenge. You know what I'm saying? Yes. It's like Isaiah 42. You gotta pay that. You gotta pay that debt. You know what I'm saying? You can't just walk out and leave the bill there. You feel me?
You never know.
What you was bringing? You trying to bring something out?
After you won 14.
Oh, you can bring that up.
Oh, that's what I thought you was going.
Oh, yeah, you can go ahead.
There's the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 21. Prepare slaughter.
Do what?
Prepare slaughter.
Prepare slaughter. Okay, that sounds like something nice. Read.
For his children. For the iniquity.
For the what?
For the iniquity.
For the iniquities. Read.
Of their fathers.
Of their fathers, of their forefathers. You understand? And it's only right, man. Stuff that happened here on this land is just beyond wickedness. And they're trying to cover it up with these holidays. And everybody's kumbaya and getting together and hanging around a dinner table. They make it seem so sweet, man. They present it to you and gift wrap in a bowl. But, this place is defiled with blood. You know what I'm saying? It's only right that Yahweh shall come back and get his revenge on his people. You know what I'm saying?
God came to save everybody.
Yeah, that's what I said. Everybody. Not everybody went through the atrocities that we went through, man. Ain't no way in the world, man. You know what I'm saying? This is not a two-way street. Let me get let's see here. Okay, I did Numbers. Let me get the book of Nahum, chapter 3, verse 1. A lot of people buying up turkeys like there's no tomorrow, boy. It's on sale. And they're gonna go ahead and pick that thing up, cook it up in the morning, so everybody can eat. It's a lot of work, man. When I was in the world, I did that. I prepared Thanksgiving when I was in the world. That was my first time. And that was gonna be my last time. I ain't doing that no more, man. Now that I know what I know, I ain't getting to that far, man. This is much nonsense. But then when you look back and you look at the people now today, it's like, man, that used to be me. But they don't know no better. But nobody has to talk them right from wrong. What you got?
I'll try to find it.
Oh, Nahum, yeah. Nahum 3,
Right after Michael.
3 verse 1.
There's the book of Nahum, chapter 3, verse 1. Woe to the bloody city.
It says, woe to the bloody city. Okay, read.
It is all full of lies.
What's America?
Full of lies.
And what else?
And robbery.
And what?
And robbery.
It said, and robbery, read.
The prey departed not.
It said, and the prey departed not. Okay.
You're still here.
Yeah, we're still here. We still getting shot down in the streets.
Just hit me.
You understand? I know that last part kind of copyright. the parade part of that. They haven't left. You think people gonna leave this country? Okay, they have so much advantage over us. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to leave.
But if we leave, where are we gonna go?
Exactly, because our people don't know where our home
What
is.
resources do we have? Exactly. We don't even know where we come from.
Exactly.
If everyone would run to Africa, because they would come from Africa, where
Yeah.
do we come from?
They're in our land right now.
Exactly.
We gone.
Exactly.
If we go, they're gonna give us
Even
a
if
small
we
little
want to
section.
leave right now, we can't leave anyway.
And that's the thing that
So
should be out there.
the parade departed not.
Exactly.
Verse 2, with noise of the whip, and the noise of the rattling wheels,
Mm-hmm.
and of the prancing horses, and of the jumping chariots.
Right.
So this goes into what we went to, the whips, the chariots of the police right now, with modern day police chasing us.
Yeah.
Like it's talking about our persecution still.
Yeah.
Like this, we're still stuck here, man.
Yeah, like I said, there's nothing new on this sound, Jeremiah.
You know?
What's it?
Yeah, please.
Jeremiah 50:33.
You said
50:33? Jeremiah 50:33.
50?
God.
Yeah, there's nothing gonna change in America. You know, no matter how much you go out and vote, you know, for a president, politician, you know, it's just not for us as a nation. We have our own structure as a nation.
But we got Biden now. He's going to help us, right?
We have Biden now.
Biden's going to save us. I mean, he did give us the 3 strikes law, mandatory minimums,
Oh,
all
boy.
these drug laws against arrested. I mean, I'm sure now he's going to help us.
Yeah.
I'm sure of it now. Like he's going to give us health care, even though he tried to repeal Social Security many times. I'm sure he's going to help us.
Yeah.
He's going to save us.
You're right, read it.
Jeremiah 50, verse 33.
Uh-huh.
Thus saith the Most High of Hosts,
What do you say?
the children of Israel
The children of Israel, okay,
and the children of Judah
and the children of Judah, okay, we got the northern and the southern kingdom, read.
were oppressed together.
For what?
Oppressed together.
And we were oppressed together, you know what I'm saying? We pretty much, like, if you go to the hoods, it's like the same condition. Okay, your next door neighbor could be somebody from Puerto Rico, it could be this so-called Hispanic descent or Mexican, but we are all oppressed together, you know what I'm saying? And that's how you notice, like, some of the gangs, it's like, you got the so-called Hispanics or the Mexican, and you got the Negroes, we get into the same wickedness, you know what I'm saying? That's how we all oppressed together, you see in the same hoods, the same corn stores and whatnot.
Like I said, it says we are oppressed together.
Uh-huh.
Like you said, we're in the same hoods.
Yeah.
We oppress each other as well.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
That goes into Deuteronomy. It says where children are the oppressors.
Yeah.
Because it's young kids out here that's doing the gang banging nowadays,
Mm-hmm.
and we're just oppressing ourselves. Instead of us working together, we're doing the same things.
Yeah.
Why we fighting?
Exactly. And that's the same thing with you know, with the Native Americans and the reservations.
Mhm.
You know, they don't. I heard there's a lot of the suicide rate is high. over there.
Suicide, alcoholism.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a video that we had, and it goes into it's from 1989. It's one of the Native Americans talking about how the reservations, they're pretty much junk.
Yeah.
They go in, they have so much oppression going on that if you're a farmer, you can only have a certain amount of animals.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else you have to sell off to Esau for to make their farmers big. You can't have too much land. You can't make a certain money.
Yeah.
They have to go give it back to the government. They take all the profits from you and it goes to the government.
Mhm.
But they give you nothing back in return. And this is a whole bunch of stuff that goes into because we're still oppressed.
You're still
And they have it the worst.
Yeah.
You think we have it bad? They have it the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Like whatever they had this entire country, not on a little reservation.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Think about that. If you bought a house and it's passed down from generation to generation, and someone breaks in and gives you a closet and say, "Here you go, be happy."
That's terrible, man.
We even now. It's cool.
Yeah. That's
Get your
wild.
fridge, eat your food that you pay for.
You had that was that a short clip of the land, right? What showed the reservation
Yeah, I'll show you the
disappearing?
show it now because this stuff.
You think you show it?
Call you, you know?
Oh, you want me to do it?
Okay, I got you.
Oh, okay. And what about that small clip with the females, the Indian
No,
females?
they can't see it.
Yeah.
They can't
So
go
we-
window.
the other software was breaking,
Oh.
so now we can't. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So.
Maybe we put the links in the description here with it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We put the links. Yeah, we're gonna try to put some links in afterwards. You can see some of the sources that we had.
Mm-hmm.
Let's finish stuff real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, it's Jeremiah 50, verse 33.
Uh-huh.
It says, "Thus saith the Most High of Hosts,
Mm-hmm.
the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together,
Uh-huh.
and all that took them captives held them fast.
Mm-hmm.
They refused to let them go."
Uh-huh.
Verse 34.
Oh, that's it. That's what
Okay,
it.
gotcha.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So we're oppressed as a nation of people. Like I said, we got natives on these reservations. And I met one during one feast day. I met a Native American. It is rare that you see these people. It's not like every day you can just bump into them and be like, hey, what's up? You know what I'm saying? So it's only about a certain few that's here in Florida or, Texas, Southeast or North Dakota. So it's kind of rare that you bump into Native American Indians. You know what I'm saying? And that far few. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. Let's get into. Oh yeah, let's get into 1 John, chapter 2, verse 15. So some people love these feast days and holidays and whatnot. Okay, we are not to partake in these things.
1 John 2, verse 15.
Yeah.
There's the book of 1 John, chapter 2, verse 15.
Uh-huh.
It says, "Love not the world."
Say it again.
Love not the world.
John 3:16.
John 3:16.
No, we'll read on.
Okay. Love not the
It
world.
says, love not the world, read.
Not of the things that are in the
It
world.
said, not of the things that are in the world, read.
If any man love the world,
If any man love this world, read.
the love of the Father is not in him.
He said, the love of the Father, not in. We can't love the things of this world, of this society. You understand? Read.
For all that is in the world,
Uh-huh.
the lust of the
He
flesh.
said, the lust of the flesh. A lot of people want to feed themselves, but they can't eat them. You understand? They want to kick back, have a big pot belly, and watch a football game. I don't even know who's playing. That's how long I haven't watched sports in so long.
I don't know about sports. So.
I think like in the past it was always was it Detroit? I don't know what Detroit Lions or something like that. Something like that to that fact. But I haven't watched football so long, so I can't remember. I can care less now. So maybe you go check. What if
One more time at the top.
Uh-huh.
For all that is in the
it
world,
said for all that is in the world,
the lust of the flesh,
lust of the flesh, or people indulge themselves in this food and that food, going to this house, that house, read.
and the lust of the eyes,
And the lust of the eyes,
and the pride of life,
and the pride of life. Uh-huh.
is not of the Father,
But of what?
but of the world.
It said, but of the world, read.
And the world passeth away,
It said, and the world passeth away.
and the lust thereof,
Uh-huh.
but he that doeth the will of Yahweh abideth forever.
It says, but he that doeth the will of the Most High, Yahweh, abideth forever. You understand? Let me get, we're going to get to this story. It's a very deep story. Let me get 2 Maccabees, chapter 7, and verse 1. It's going to be a lot of reading.
Tax on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this number 7.
Mm-hmm.
Who's a lot of reading?
Yep.
Yeah, joking.
Yeah.
This is the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 7. Wait, no, that's first Maccabees. Almost got it.
Mm-hmm.
2 Maccabees. This is the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 7, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
It came to pass that 7 brethren with their mother were taken
Uh-huh.
and compelled by the king against the law to taste swine's flesh.
To do what?
To taste swine's flesh.
What are people going to do tomorrow?
Taste swine's flesh.
And this is a story about these 7 brothers who don't want to disobey the laws of the Most High God. You know what I'm saying? We want to read on to the story and what happened, what took place.
That's funny.
If this, what happened back then applies today, people will look at pork differently. They look at pork in a whole different way now, but people eat the thing up like they not. Okay, they know it's interesting to buy, so they push it so hard. in the grocery stores.
Yeah, that's why, again,
Mm-hmm.
who controls the prices of the food?
Yeah,
It's the government, right?
exactly.
The government knows what's going on, who we are.
Yeah, they know
They
who
keep,
they are.
they keep a very, very tight
Think
watch
about
on
it.
us.
Think about it. Like I was speaking to the brother Yashua, right? Captain told me that man, they be put pork inside the buns now.
Yeah.
That's how he saw it so wicked,
So when
man.
it comes to that, so certain foods that we eat, especially like candies, get you from young.
Yeah.
The bones that you use for the gelatin for these candies
Mhm.
is big bones.
Inside the bun.
Marshmallows, they put it in the gummy bears.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Toothpaste, like it's
Toothpaste,
crazy.
that's
Yeah,
crazy.
toothpaste, yeah.
And the thing is that the gelatin, the bones, it doesn't belong in there. Like, you can have toothpaste, you can have Jello, you can have all these different things, foods without gelatin. But they just add it.
Exactly.
I
Just
wanted
to keep
to
it
That
in.
goes,
Yeah.
that goes back to
Yeah.
Judith 5 and 20, which is one of my
Exactly.
favorite verses now.
Let's be spiteful.
Because they know who we are, so that keeps us sin from a young age.
Exactly.
And we don't even know it.
Yeah.
Because we don't do the research, we don't pay attention to these things.
Mhm.
Because it's presented in a nice, colorful box.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
And it looks yummy. Oh, I want to try it. It looks tasty.
Exactly.
Everything is artificial.
Yeah.
That's
And
crazy.
remember, you are what you eat.
Read on.
Verse number 2. No, sorry, no. And were tormented with scourges and whips.
And they did what?
They were tormented with scourges and whips.
And they were tormented with scourges of whip. Now, if our people was to actually witness this firsthand, they'll think twice about touching pork or even eating swine's flesh. You know what I'm saying? He said you doubt it. You think they'll still try to go up there? Oh,
Yeah,
man.
because they're going to make it presentable.
But this is an acceptance. That is an acceptance for the heathen. And our people want to be accepted by the heathen.
Exactly,
A
yeah.
lot of them would definitely go ahead and eat anyway.
That's
You know,
crazy.
because right now, if you notice, like just being an Israelite, that's like sacrifice.
Yeah.
So what we're doing, we're those 7 brothers.
Mhm.
You know, the 7 mean completion. So
Yeah.
Israelite is the one who were refraining from eating those and causing us to be on the terrorist list, you know?
Exactly.
Because we're, you know, basically abstain from those meat that, you know, that they're trying to give us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a precept when you said, it's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 1. Hear ye the words of the Most High, speaking unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Most High,
Uh-huh.
with the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
Do what?
Learn not the way of the heathen.
And we're not supposed to learn not the ways of these heathens. You know what I'm saying? You get so caught up in their holidays, and they like to push certain foods, especially when they like to push that pork hard, man. You know, when they advertise on television, baconated this sandwich is 2 for this price. This is how they get our people, man. They like to entice us for what we can see. That's like the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes.
I
We
was
fall for it.
about to say this now.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
Verse 2. But one of them that spake first.
Uh-huh.
This book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 7, verse 2.
Read on.
But one of them that spake first said thus,
Mm-hmm.
What wouldst thou ask or learn of us?
Uh-huh.
We are ready to die.
We are ready to what?
We are ready to die.
He said, we are ready to die, read.
Rather to transgress the laws of our fathers.
And then use the laws, statutes, commandments. They would rather die than to transgress the laws, statutes, commandments. You know what I'm saying? They would rather die than to eat swine's flesh. And I wish our people had that mindset in today's time, but you know, not everybody's gonna take heed to his word, you know?
When the king, being in a rage,
And the king was hot, he was mad, read.
commanded pans and the cauldron to be made hot
He said they cut out the tongue, read on.
of him that spake first,
He said the first person who opened my mouth, gonna cut his tongue off, read.
and to cut off the alive to be brought to the fire,
Uh-huh.
and to be alive, and to be fried in the pan.
And to be, he was a meat or a steak or something. Man, that's crazy, boy. That's what I said. Them days, man, compared to now, it's nothing.
We gotta ease that off.
Yeah, that's I tell you, man. I don't know. Read on.
and refried in the pan.
Uh-huh.
And as the vapors of the pan was for a good space dispersed, they exhorted one another with the mother to die manfully, saying thus, the Most High Yahweh looketh upon us.
And it was like, man, you know what, the Most High is going to look upon us, man. He's going to look out for us anyway. You know what I'm saying? Read.
And in truth.
And in what?
In truth.
And in truth, read.
Had comfort in us.
Uh-huh.
As Moses in his song, which witnessed their faces, and declared, saying, and he shall be comforted in his servants.
And he should be comforted in his servants. Read.
So when the first was dead after this manner, they brought the second to make him a mocking stock.
So they brought the other brother. Read.
And when they had him, and when they had pulled off the skin of his head, with the hair,
read.
They asked him, "Wilt thou eat before thou be punished throughout every member of thy body?"
That's right, man. After you done peeled off the skin, he's asking him, "Now you want to eat nothing?" Read on.
He answered in his own language and said, "No."
And he said, "No." Regardless of that, he said, "No." Read.
Wherefore he also received the next torment in order, as the former did. And when he was at the last gasp, he said, "Thou like a fury takest us out of his present life, but the King of the world shall rise us up."
He said, "But the King of the world shall raise us up." Man, that's confidence. Read.
Who have died for his laws.
He said, "Who have died for his laws?" Shall read.
Unto everlasting life. After him was the third made a mocking stock.
The third one came out. Read.
And when he was required, he put out his tongue he put out his tongue and back right soon, holding forth his hands manfully, and said courageously, "These I had from heaven, and for his laws I despised them, and from him I hope to receive them again." Insomuch that the king, they that were with him, marveled at the young man's courage.
And they marveled. They were like, man, they were surprised. Like, man, he's courageous, man. He's strong. Read.
For that he nothing received. Sorry.
Regarded.
For that he nothing regarded the pains. Now when the man was dead also, they tormented and mangled the fort in like manner.
Please.
So when he was ready to die, he said thus.
What do you say?
It is good.
Being
put to death by men.
He said it is good being put to death by men. You know?
To look for hope from Yahweh to be raised up again by him. As for thee, thou shalt have no resurrection to life.
He said, as for you ain't got no resurrection to life. Because they already knew. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be like regenerated. Read.
Afterward, they brought the fifth also and mangled him.
They did the same. Read.
Then looked he unto the king and said, "Thou hast power over men. Thou art corruptible. Thou doest what thou wilt. Yet think not, but our nation is forsaken of Yahweh. But abide a while, and behold his great power, how he will torment thee and thy seed."
So how he will torment you and your seed, your children. Read.
After him also they brought the sixth, who being ready to die said, Be not deceived without cause, for we suffer these things ourselves, having sinned against our power. Therefore marvelous things are done unto us. But think not thou that takest in hand to strive against God, that thou shalt escape unpunished.
He said, but think not thou that takest in hand to strive against our power, Yahweh, that thou shalt escape unpunished. So he's pretty much saying, you doing this to us, you're not going to get away with it. Basically, read on.
But the mother was marvelous above all, and worthy of honorable memory.
Mm-hmm.
For when she saw her 7 sons slain with the space of a day,
Wow.
she bare it with a good courage
Uh-huh.
because of the hope that she had in the Most High.
Because she had strong hope in the Most High Yahweh. Read.
Yea, she exhorted every one of them in her own language, filled with courage, with courageous spirits,
Uh-huh.
and stirring up her womanish thoughts with a manly stomach. She said unto them, I cannot tell how ye come into my home, for I neither gave you bread nor life.
Mm-hmm.
Neither was it that I formed the members of every one of you,
Uh-huh.
but doubtless the creator of the world, who formed the generation of man and found out the beginning of all things,
Mm-hmm.
will also of his own mercy give you breath and life again. As ye now regard not your own selves for his law's sake.
Uh-huh. Read on.
Now Antiochus, thinking himself despised and suspected it to be a reproachful speech,
Mm-hmm.
whilst the youngest was yet alive, did not only exhort him by words,
Uh-huh.
but also assured him with oaths that he would make him both a rich and a happy man,
Rich and happy man. Read.
if he would turn from the laws of his fathers,
Mm-hmm.
and that he would take him for his friend
Uh-huh.
and trust him with affairs. Verse 25.
Mm-hmm.
When the young man would in no cause hearken unto him,
So he didn't want to listen to this guy. What he's giving him, what he's offering. Read.
the king called his mother and exhorted her that she would counsel the young man to save his life.
Mm-hmm.
And when he had exhorted her with many words, she promised him that she would counsel her son.
That she would talk to him. Read.
But she bound herself toward him, laughing the cruel tyrant to scorn, spake in her country language
Mm-hmm.
on this manner: O my son, have pity upon me, but bear thee 9 months in my womb,
So have pity on me that bear thee 9 months in my womb. I carried for 9 months. Read.
and gave thee suck 3 years,
Uh-huh.
and nourished thee,
And nourished you. Read.
and brought thee up into this age,
Uh-huh.
and endured the troubles of education.
Mm-hmm.
I beseech thee, my son, look upon the heaven and the earth,
Uh-huh.
and all that is therein,
Mm-hmm.
and consider that Yahweh made them of things that were not, and so was mankind made likewise. Fear not this torment,
Uh-huh.
but being worthy of thy brethren, take thy debt.
Do what?
Take thy debt,
So take thy death. Read.
that I may receive thee again in mercy with thy brethren.
Mm-hmm.
While she was yet speaking these words, the young man said, Whom wait ye for? No, whom wait ye for? I will not obey the king's commandment.
He said, I would not obey the king's command.
So he's like, do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Man. Read on.
That's tough.
Yeah, that's tough.
But I will obey the commandment of the law,
Of the word?
the commandment of the
He
law
said, I will obey the commandment of the law. Read.
that was given unto our fathers by Moses.
By who?
By Moses.
By Moses. Read.
And thou that has been the author of all mischief against the Hebrews,
Against the who?
against the Hebrews,
Against the Hebrews. Read.
shall not escape the hands of Yahweh.
And they shall not escape the hands of the Most High God. The Most High God said, wait upon me till I rise up to the prey. Okay? But the Most High God revenge. There's people get the wrong concept of this loving God. You know, he loves everybody. Flowers and rainbows and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Most High God revenge. What you got?
It's Ecclesiastes 8 verse 11. Those sentenced against an evildoer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let me get it.
Yeah.
What is that?
Ecclesiastes
Ecclesiastes
8:11.
Yeah. 8 verse 11.
You know what I'm saying? These nations think they got away with, you know, the killing of the Native Americans, the killing of our people, the Torah tribe, the northern and the southern kingdom. Okay? They think this is it. You know what I'm saying? We relax down, we live the life. You know, nothing will happen to us. That's what they got in their minds.
God bless America.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
God bless America.
Is it 8%?
No, Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse
Yeah,
11.
Ecclesiastes 8:11.
Ecclesiastes
8 and 11.
8 and 11.
Mm-hmm.
This book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8, verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily.
Is it just because something you've done wickedly and nothing's going to happen like instantly, right away? Or how they say a lightning bolt, but it struck you down. Read.
Therefore, the heart of the sons of men,
So therefore, the heart of the sons of men, therefore in your mind, read,
is fully set in them to do evil.
is fully set to them to do evil. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
And, for that, their kingdom reign forever kind of thing. The reason why they feel like they're gonna last because they're riches and stuff.
Yeah.
But most I say is in Psalm 73 verse 17, it's because that is a slippery slope. Like they're getting rich, but they're getting more evil. You know, and so that is what gonna bring down their destruction.
Yeah.
What is that?
Psalm 73 verse 17 to, you can read to 20.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 73, verse
17.
17. Until I went into the sanctuary of the Most High, when understood I wherein. Surely thou didst set them in slippery places. Thou cast them down into destruction. How are they brought into desolation as in a moment?
As in a moment, put an exclamation mark into that.
They are utterly consumed with terrors.
Consumed with what?
Consumed with terrors.
With terrors.
As a dream when one awakeneth.
He said, as a dream when one awakeneth.
So, O Most High, when thou awakest, thou shalt despise the image.
Yeah, that leads up to what Moses said, is one day is going to destroy them.
Yeah.
So they take a whole century to build their empire.
Exactly.
One day.
I mean, they were built up, but they had to be thrown down. And people think America's not going anywhere. Yeah, I've been around for lots of years, but you understand, history repeats itself. You know what I'm saying? Nothing new under the sun. Everybody that ruled failed. You know what I'm saying? They crumbled. So everything that had happened back then, it just passed on to America, nations. You know what I'm saying? So you say you was on
No.
Okay. So we continue.
32.
Yeah.
This is the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 7, verse 32. We suffer because of our sins.
We do what?
We suffer because of our sins.
It said we suffer because of our sins, our transgressions. Read.
And through the living Most High be angry. And though the living
Power. You said living power.
will living power be angry with us a little while for our chastening and correction, yet shall he be at one again with his servants.
That's a nice scripture right here. Now that I look at it, it said, and though the living power be angry with us for a little while for our chastening and correction, yet shall he be at once again with his servants. Yeah. So pretty much you pretty much gonna get back in the Most High good graces. Despise of our, our transgressions, sin.
But thou, O godless man, and of all other most wicked, be not lifted up without a cause, nor puffed up without uncertain hopes.
He said, no puffed up with certain hopes, don't get big chested, read.
Lifting up thy hand against the servants of Yahweh.
Lifting up thy hands against the servants of the Most High, read.
For thou hast not yet escaped the judgment of Almighty Yahweh.
And nobody has really escaped. You can't really go anywhere. These elites at these underground bunkers and stuff. The Most High, you can't go anywhere. The Most High knows everybody. He created us. You know what I'm saying? There's nowhere you can go to hide the Most High. Okay. He created the earth. He created us. You know what I'm saying?
For our brethren who For our brethren who now have suffered short pain are dead under Yahweh's covenant of everlasting life. But thou, through the judgment of Yahweh, shalt receive just punishment for thy pride. Verse 37. But I, as my brethren, offer up my body and life of the law of our fathers.
He said, but I, as my brethren, offer up my body and life for the laws. You know what I'm saying? That's what you said. He said, you know, we give our bodies for living sacrifice. You understand? Yeah. Read.
Beseeching Yahweh that he would speedily be merciful unto our nation.
I said unto our nation. It didn't say nations with an S. Say nation. All right, read.
And that thou be and that thou by torments and plagues mayest confess that he alone is power.
That he is alone is the most high Yahweh. Read.
And that in me and my brethren the wrath of the Almighty, which is justly brought upon all nations, but justly brought upon all our nation, may cease.
May cease. May come to a stop or halt. Read.
When the king, being in a rage, handled him worse than all the rest.
Man, after hearing that, you're like, you know, I would deal with you worse than the other brothers. You say he handled him worse. Read.
And took it grievously that he was mocked.
He felt like he was mocked. Read. So
this man died undefiled and put his whole trust in the Most High. Last of all, after the sons of the mother died, let this be enough now to have spoken concerning the idolatrous feast.
What Thanksgiving?
The idolatrous feast.
Idolatrous feast. Read.
And the extreme tortures.
And extreme tortures.
So our forefathers went through this not to eat pork.
It's tough, man.
And we don't have to go through it. All we have to say is no, and that's it. No punishment. And we may know that. But these people died for us to show us, just to show us how to serve the Most High, our power, the right way.
It chose death instead of eating.
That's like when I heard people say, "Our forefathers died for us to vote."
No, it did.
They died so that we know that these people are the wicked and their ways is not the ways that we should follow.
So going on what you said now, he just gave me a new meaning to what the Bible means. That's instructions before leaving earth. Our ancestors went through hell on earth to keep the commandments. Like you said, all we gotta do is just say no, we can't do that. But our people say our ancestors died to vote, died for education. What education do we get? We learn how to do manual jobs.
We don't know our heritage.
Think of that.
What education?
Exactly. If you look at the history of what public schooling was about, it was just to teach young little boys, young kids that was going out working in jobs and factories back then, how to work in the factory. So that's why you teach you certain things, like basic handling, speaking, all that stuff. It's to teach you to work in order in the factory. That's what it was originally for. If it wasn't for advocacy of other people trying to get the education better, that's all these jobs are good for. It's just to teach you how to work a job. That's all it was. But now, what education actually teaches them? He teaches their history, and that's it. Teaches that our history was the slaves. Doesn't go anything past that. That the people in the Bible, if the Bible's not real, and if it was real, they were all white slaves.
That reminds me. I've seen like photos of like the Native American Indians. You know, the hair, they had like nice long hair. And I remember the transformation of this one kid went to his heritage. And then it showed him like an Americanized version of what they wanted to be, his haircut.
So what they did was, with the Native American Indian tribes, same thing that happened with the Aborigines in Tanzania and also in Australia. What they did is when they conquered the land, they re-educated them. Because they were savages, they taught them Christianity and their values. So they cut them off from their heritage, their language, and now they were all, what's it word for? Assimilated into the culture. And that's what happened. What Esau does, he makes everything go extinct. Look at all the animals that's going extinct now because them hunting. Because they're cutting hunters, they can't stop. They destroy everything they touch. Same thing with people. Go ahead, talk about it. What you got?
I got 2 Thessalonians 2 verse 3. And now
2 verse 3.
2 Thessalonians.
Yeah, that's
2 verse 3.
you know we got it. 2 verse 3. You good?
Oh, okay, hold on.
Me too.
2 verse 3.
The second.
Yeah, you can read it.
This is the book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2, verse 3.
Uh-huh.
Let no man deceive you
It says, let no man deceive you, read it,
by any means,
by any means. Uh-huh.
for that day shall not come, except there be a falling away first,
Uh-huh.
and that man of sin,
The man of who?
be revealed,
Mm-hmm.
the son of perdition.
The son of perdition. You want me to read on? That's it.
I mean, it goes down.
Yeah, you can read it.
Okay. Verse number 4. Who opposed it and exalted himself above all that is called Yahweh.
And that's the thing with these nations, man. They think they're better than the Most High. You know what I'm saying? They want to create things out of the ordinary. You know, the different sexes and mixing this gene with this gene and splicing and all that stuff. You can't do what the Most High do. But that's what these nations do. They have this mindset that they're better than the Most High.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They don't want to do what comes natural.
Yeah.
How things are. They want to just kind of switch things around.
Now they can't live natural.
Yeah.
They can't, because they live natural, they want to be here.
Yeah.
Their whole point is, if I'm going down, I'm taking you with me.
It's
They
crazy.
tried everything from slavery
Mhm.
to NGOs, everything trying to destroy us.
Yeah.
They can't do it.
Yeah.
Chemical warfare,
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
they just can't do it, man.
They can't survive for long.
Yeah.
They can't. They're cleaving onto us right now because we believe in sticking with our own.
Mhm.
Yet, when it's considered they're dying, they're cleaving onto us.
Yeah.
Want to carry on that gene.
Exactly. Yeah.
I was gonna say about that too. The same thing in Psalm 73. They do these things, and they said there's no wisdom in the Most High, because what they do is everything that the Most High creates, they improve on it.
So,
You know,
yeah,
yeah,
so cool.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Most High make certain fruits. They take out the seeds and produce it. They take out vitamin C's out of oranges, and you know they just keep adding. They make their own fishes, and it's faster, it's bigger. You know,
Exactly.
everything that the Most High do, they're like, there's no wisdom in that. If it was me, we would have done it better.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Most High says this woman can get pregnant, they go in and they
In
impregnate her.
vitro,
They
yeah.
said man can get pregnant, they put
Yeah.
a second over. So it's all good.
No, this is their kingdom.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, and it goes into it goes into Psalms 52 that says, you know, to the wicked, what has no one to do with it. You know,
Yeah,
so
my
that was-
statutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
these
This
people just
this society is way off.
yeah.
Way off. All right. Was that okay? That was it on it?
You want me to read the rest of it?
That's the one.
Yeah. Go ahead. We don't do
Yeah.
that.
We're going to go four more times.
Mhm.
Who opposed it and exalted himself? I'm sorry. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 4 now. Who opposed it and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High,
Mhm.
or that is worshipped,
Mhm.
so that he is called Yahweh, or the Most High, sitting in the temple of power, showing himself that he is the Most High.
That's ridiculous. He said, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. You know what I'm saying? Two kings can sit on one throne. I don't know, man. I don't know. There's only one seat.
Well,
Both guys can
technically,
sit on
technically,
there.
you can.
That's why I said exalt himself above.
Yeah.
Oh. If you go down to 6, it says that and last and
Mhm.
it says,
Yeah, go ahead.
Verse 6. And now you know that withholding, that he might be revealed in his time.
Mhm.
For the mystery of iniquity, though it already worked,
Uh-huh.
only he who now let it will let,
Mhm.
until he be taken out of the way.
Ah.
This you go always
Yo, I know, right?
and he's being revealed, right? He's the
That's something
wicked.
serious. You gotta read the whole chapter.
You know what I'm saying?
That's deep.
So,
Sure.
you don't know about it.
That's it. We got it.
Yeah, because I know tomorrow, man. And sometimes it's like, it just makes you upset. It's like you can't really say anything. Because you saw people when they go to the grocery stores and then they go straight to the ham section. I'm like, I don't get that. Like, why you gotta go over and get that, man? They're like looking at it, looking at the price. This
Because
is the right size.
they make it look so appealing.
Yeah.
Like, look at the images of when they have had honey glazed.
Yeah.
Hello.
Like,
Hello.
always roasted.
I know apple in the mouth, right?
Honey glaze.
That's what it's saying, right? You got a pig, you got an apple. It's like, it's metaphorically, right? It's like, how if you scripture wise, you know that so-called Eve bit the apple, right? It's like he got the pig bit the damn apple.
Oh, look at you. That's 2 verses. That's brilliant.
Man.
But yeah, again, it's the scripture about the lust of the eyes. But we
Some people love that pork, man. That's swine. Leviticus 11. You can read 1 through 12. You know what I'm saying? Most of I gave us dietary laws, but we can't eat. But other people just cast the law behind their back. So we can do whatever we want to do. I remember telling this one guy about a dietary law. Oh, we can do whatever we want. There's no discrimination. I'm like, discrimination? I'm like, what do you read?
what's this?
I don't
You must have
understand.
completed Leviticus now.
Yeah, I come straight from Sunday church, suit down, you know what I'm saying, suit and tie. Talking about, oh, there's no discrimination, I can eat anything. I'm like, oh, man. I had to give him Leviticus.
Because, again, it goes to Malachi 2 verse 7.
Exactly.
These things should keep knowledge.
That's
And
right.
these modern day priests, they
Yeah,
don't give you the knowledge.
Exactly.
They have knowledge,
Yeah.
but not to give it to you.
Like, so then you'll give it to you.
But like the Most High said in Jeremiah, he have not said that. What he had
Exactly.
prophesied, you know?
Yeah, they ran. They ran.
But he's going to send it, he's going to send a prophet according to his heart, or teachers.
All right, bring that out.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 11, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
And the Most High spake unto Moses
Mm-hmm.
and unto Aaron, saying unto them,
Uh-huh.
speak unto the children of Israel,
Mm-hmm.
saying, these are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on earth.
Uh-huh.
Whatsoever parteth the hoof,
Uh-huh.
and is cloven footed,
Uh-huh.
and cheweth the cud,
And chew up the cut. You gotta regurgitate this food. You know what I'm saying? Read.
among the beasts that shall ye eat.
Uh-huh.
Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud,
Mm-hmm.
or of them that divided the hoof,
Uh-huh.
as the camel,
Uh-huh.
because he cheweth the cud, but divided not the hoof, he is unclean to you.
We can't eat that thing, read.
And the coney,
Uh-huh.
because he chewed the cud, but divided not the hoof,
Mm-hmm.
he is unclean to you.
Uh-huh.
And the hare,
And the hair,
because he chewed the cud,
that's not rabbit. Read.
but divided not the hoof,
Mm-hmm.
he is unclean to you.
So he is unclean to you too.
And the swine,
No, of course. Our people love this one right here. Swine. Read.
though he divide the hoof,
Uh-huh.
and be cloven footed,
Mm-hmm.
yet he cheweth not the cud,
Uh-huh.
he is unclean to you.
So he is unclean to you, read.
Of their flesh shall ye not eat,
Uh-huh.
and their carcass shall ye not touch.
Mm-hmm.
They are unclean to you.
And these things are unclean to us as these people. But our people gonna, cook that thing up tomorrow and put the little pieces of pineapple on the side of it and the honey glaze, baked ham, with a little cherry on it.
Yep.
I'll tell you, man, this world, boy, I tell you, it's making us go off as a nation, man. And, tomorrow's like the biggest day where everybody's gonna be, dwelling these unclean foods. You know what I'm saying? And some people buying doggone lobster tails. What are you gonna do with your feast days? You understand? Really?
Ye shall ye eat all that are in the waters, whatsoever hath fins and scales in the waters, and in the rivers, them shall you eat.
Mm-hmm.
And all that have not fins and scales in
Uh-huh.
the seas, and in the rivers of all that move in the waters, and of all living things which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you.
They should be a who?
An abomination unto you.
And it should be an abomination unto us, read.
They shall be even an abomination unto you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh.
We shall eat of their flesh, read.
But ye shall have their carcasses. But ye shall have their carcasses in abomination. Whatsoever had no fins nor scales in the waters. In the waters, that shall be an abomination unto you. Wait one time. Whatsoever had no fins nor scales in the waters, that shall be an abomination unto you.
It said, whatsoever have no fins nor scales. Okay, so we would have to be eating these mussels, the clams, the oysters, okay, the catfish, the crabs, the king crab, the snow crab, the Dutchman's crab, okay, the lobster tails. We're not supposed to dwell in these things, okay? They don't have fins and scales. Those are bottom feeders. But we like to put that thing in our system. You know what I'm saying? They have their purpose. Their purpose is to keep the ocean clean. But our people like to eat these things up, you know, the mussels and the clams and all that stuff. Man, how do you just eat something so raw like that? People, man, they get into some wicked stuff for us. Great folly. All right. You could jump to 11 and 46 and 47.
46 and 47.
Yeah.
Here's the book of Leviticus, chapter 11, verse 46.
It's like the conclusion of, you know, the dietary law.
This is the law of the beast.
It said, this is the law of the beast, right?
And of the fowl. And of every living creature that moveth in the waters. And of every creature that creepeth upon the earth. To make a difference.
To make a what?
To make a difference.
The Most High put a difference, read.
Between the clean, unclean.
Oh, the unclean.
And the clean.
And the clean.
Between the beast that may be eaten and the beast that may not be eaten.
See, there's a diversity there. You know what I'm saying? There's no discrimination.
I mean, no difference.
You know what I'm saying? There's no discriminating. I can eat whatever. What are you talking about?
Well, yeah.
White people make this law.
66 verse 17.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Simplicity, man, it's too real. You can't be that simple, man.
We have Skype open for if anyone wants to call in for a discussion.
Oh, okay.
Put them up there.
What you put it in?
Oh, yeah.
Where is it?
It's copied and pasted inside.
You pasted it already? You did it already?
Yeah, it's copied.
You did?
And what I was like, our people, man, it's like, you gotta understand that we are separate from the other nation, man. We cannot partake in that at all. Like, you know what you
You sure?
Make sure you're separate.
What about Ebony and Ivory?
Well, you know you don't lie.
They made that song for a reason, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, but the both sides said it's separate. Huh?
Oh, got you. I was confused for a second.
Give me, get Salaki. Let me get you.
I got scripture too.
Okay.
Or we just read. Okay. So this goes into what we were talking about before about these creatures that we can and cannot eat. So the church tells you that anything God makes clean, we can't make unclean, right?
Yeah.
But that's not what the scripture says. So this is Ezekiel to the 22, verse 26. It says, her priests have violated my law. And have profaned my holy things.
And they have profaned the whole thing, you read?
They have put no difference.
They said they what?
They have put no difference.
Yeah, they put no difference whatsoever, read?
Between holy and profane.
And profane.
Neither have they showed difference between the unclean and the clean.
And the clean.
And have hid mine eyes from my Sabbaths.
And they did what?
Hid their eyes from my Sabbaths.
They hid their eyes from themselves.
And I am profane among them. So again, it goes back to, I said earlier, Malachi 2, verse 7, that they should please to keep knowledge. We're not telling you what's going on.
Exactly.
And the Most High told us this was going to happen, that they're going to put a difference between the clean and unclean. That's going to leave our people to go astray.
Correct.
So that's how they destroy our people. That's why our people are going to be celebrating Thanksgiving tomorrow, or Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Not knowing the history of what it's about. It's been whitewashed, and this was all fun, family, giving thanks for the Most High. It's what you should be giving thanks to.
That goes with Hebrew 11:39.
Let's check it out. It's up to you.
That's what you get.
11:39.
Take a look at it first.
We're not open, man.
Oh, serious. Is it open?
The line good.
Okay.
So the line is open. So anyone want to give us a call at 954-526-5299. We're going to be discussing Thanksgiving and is it biblical? It should be following these laws of the land.
Can.
Okay. Don't be afraid to call. If you got any questions, man, we're here for you. We're your humble servants at Light of Zion.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Let me see here.
Got something different?
Yeah, there was something that I skipped over. I think it was Deuteronomy, the one you called Deuteronomy 18.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Deuteronomy 18 and 9. There's that one verse.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18, verse 9.
Uh-huh.
When thou come into the land which the Most High thy power giveth thee, thou shalt not learn to do after the abominations of those nations.
So when thou art come into the land, wherever we go, because we're pretty much scattered throughout the whole of the earth, the Most High thy power giveth thee, thou shalt not learn to do after the abominations of those nations. You know what I'm saying? So we don't follow the ways and the feast days of these other nations. You know what I'm saying? But this is learned behavior. Okay, we were already given feast days, which is way better than what America has offered. You know what I'm saying? We have more feast days than America got. Better ones. And it's lawful.
Yeah,
okay? Yeah, it's lawful.
All these so-called holidays, these are when they have major shopping events for America.
Exactly, yeah.
All these it's about money.
Yeah.
So they keep us in sin while they're making a profit on it.
Oh yeah, we're so naive, man. It's like we don't understand that we're feeding the economy billions. It's like every year,
Billions
the same thing over and over. I have turkeys just to have one time a year. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's what I say. We being programmed.
Christmas.
You got all these days of the year, and there's only that one time you decide to eat turkey. What the rest of the year? You can't make turkey in July. It gotta be on Thanksgiving. That's all I'm saying, man. It's like being programmed to follow the ways of America. That's crazy. All right. Let's see here. Let's see here. Okay. That's what I was saying. I'm about to get into that Deuteronomy 18. Deuteronomy 21 and verse 18 through 21.
Here's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 21, verse 18.
Uh-huh.
If a man have a stubborn and rebellious son.
He said, if a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, okay, you don't want to hear nothing. You don't want to listen to nobody. Read.
Which will not obey the voice of his father, or the voice of his mother, and that when they have chastened him, will not hearken unto them.
You want to listen. Read.
Then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him, and bring him out unto the elders of the city, and unto the gate of his place, and they shall say unto the elders of his city, this our son is stubborn and rebellious.
This our son is stubborn and rebellious. That's just like our people today.
He will not obey our voice. He is a glutton.
He is a what?
He is a glutton.
He is a glutton. This is what our people are going to get into tomorrow. So Thanksgiving. Like I said earlier, people are going to be house hopping, going to auntie house, okay, going to their cousin house, going to their sister house, getting a plate here, getting a plate there. You know what I'm saying? You're being a glutton. Okay? Ready?
He is a glutton and a drunkard.
And our people are going to get drunk too. You know the beer is going to be out, the liquor. People going to be acting a fool. People going to be fighting. I already know that's going to happen. Every time I hear on the news somebody fighting or somebody getting shot, over something. On Thanksgiving, it's always something about people.
Yeah.
Get to Party Madness.
Thinking back now, I used to remember the Thanksgiving time we used to have with my family. And I did buy into the whole it's about family and inclusion to be thankful. But then thinking back, I'm like, it feels like it's forced. Like should we be thankful every day?
Exactly.
Why is it just one day?
Exactly.
And the old I got again, like with all these other holidays that they have, when you think about it, like, why not show my mama love it one day out of the year?
Exactly.
My dad, one day out of the year. Why gotta give someone a gift on Christmas that only for that one day?
Yo, I tell you, man.
All this has to do with spending money.
This place.
We can't just get together. Oh, I haven't seen my friend. Well, let's get together. Let's hang out. Do stuff. No, only on Thanksgiving. Only that one day. After that, everybody goes home, do a dome.
Exactly.
I don't see it for another year.
Oh my God, this place is crazy, man. You know exactly what you're doing. Lead up people astray.
Oh, you know, good job too.
They're doing a good job, man. How people fall for it, boy. Oh, how people fall for it deeply. You see something there. Okay, I did that one already. We get Proverbs. Yeah.
I'm already there.
You're right there.
I just flip you one flip.
Yeah. We get Proverbs.
No, that scripture's still good.
Yeah.
A really good scripture to always stick by when it comes to our people. It's in Proverbs 1:7. And that's a great scripture.
Yeah.
What you got?
The reason why I'm going here is because we have to as a nation of people, and they're trying to make things smooth for us here in America, trying to cover it up, make us feel good, make us forget about the past or whatever. So Proverbs 17, verse 9. You understand? Book of Proverbs, chapter 17, verse.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 17, verse 9.
Read out.
He, in fact, covered a transgression.
You say, he that covered the transgressions, just like, these nations, they're trying to cover up the sins of America and the bloodshed and the history that happens in this land, read.
Seek it, love.
And they do what?
Seek it, love.
And they seek it, love. You understand? They got their hands out, what I'm saying? This body wants to be back up, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Give us a hug. Let's be friends. Let's join hands. You understand? Just forget about what happened to the past. You know what I'm saying? Read.
But he, in fact, repeated that matter.
He said, but he repeated that matter. Read on.
Separate very a friend.
He says, separate us very friends. You know what I'm saying? Everything that happened to us as a nation of people, the atrocities, we should separate from these nations. Man. Okay? We have to join hands with these nations and let bygones be bygones, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? This is how we're supposed to feel. Ecclesiastes 7:7.
Oh, yeah.
This is how everybody's supposed to feel.
Read that out.
Okay, you can't just forget about what happened in the past, what happened to your ancestors. Oh, that was in the past. I wasn't there, and you wasn't there. But yet we're linked. We're kin. Those are your foremothers, your forefathers.
Yeah, but they tell us when it comes to our people and our history,
Yeah.
to forget about it. It's not important. That's the past.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it always the past when it comes to our history,
Exactly.
our issues? Why are we still remembering the Alamo? To this day? Why is that? Why are we still remember Caesar? All these people.
Exactly.
If it's not important, if history wasn't important,
Mm-hmm.
why do they stress it so much when it comes to theirs?
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
But us, it only goes back to slavery.
Yep.
That's it. But that's the past. What happened in the past? We beat you, we killed you. Let it go, man. Move on.
That's crazy, man.
But they still remember the Holocaust.
Oh yeah.
Remember the Holocaust, right?
Of course.
Don't you dare speak against the Holocaust.
Oh yeah.
Because
Of
you
course.
are finished in America.
Yeah.
Let's speak against it all day.
These souls they're gonna come after you and take your business. You're gonna have to go pay them money.
Listen, man, you see how cool I work?
Mm.
The most I got, man, no matter what. Yeah.
Oh, crazy, man.
Yeah.
You know, you had the company script.
When you guys ready.
Here's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 7.
Read out.
Surely
He
oppression,
said, surely what?
surely oppression.
All people being oppressed, and they don't even know it. And that's the thing about not knowing that you're going through something, is that you feed it with food, comfort food. Okay, what slavery are you talking about? I got a football game, I got a turkey dinner, I got the mashed potatoes, the cranberry sauce, okay, the sweet potato pie. What person are you talking about? Okay, that's what's on with our people. Then that holidays just kind of smooth things over. That's like situations where, when our people get shot down and killed in the street, a holiday soon follow afterwards. They forget all about it. Okay, it's time to celebrate a holiday. It's time to get together with family now. I forgot about what's name that got killed already. You know what I'm saying? My mind is on making my stomach full. And this is wrong with us, man. We're forgetful.
Don't forget, guys, the phone lines are still open.
Ken, the phone lines are still open.
You're looking for me
Since
to
we-
call.
since we-
954
Since you mentioned that, like 10 of my
So I got three sisters that's right now.
Uh-huh.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
It said, therefore thou shalt serve thy enemies. We serve thy enemies, man. Working these jobs, 9to5s. You know what I'm saying? Read.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies,
Uh-huh.
which the Most High shall send against thee.
And the Most High sent, these pilgrims towards the Native Americans. They sent these Europeans, these other nations to our people, okay? The northern tribe, the southern tribe, because of our disobedience. Read.
In hunger.
And what?
In hunger.
And hunger. Now we had that picture with the buffalo, the mountain of buffalo skulls.
Well, we can't
You know what I'm
show
saying? We can't really show it, but you can look it up online.
Put a link in the description.
Yeah, you can put the link there. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. They try to starve out the Native Americans, man.
Well, you don't have to do
You know what I'm saying? That's how wicked these nations is.
So in hunger
Uh-huh.
and in thirst.
And then thirst, when you want water, okay, water falls freely from the sky, and now they're charging us, different.
You gotta pay for it.
You gotta pay for it. It's just crazy,
The
man.
Most High give us water for free,
Yeah,
and this devil bottles it up
bottles it up.
and sells it back to you.
And that's the thing that tripped me out. There's so many versions of water. It's like, what can taste different than the water that I had the other day? That's
Oh,
crazy.
it's gonna happen.
That's just crazy, man. It's just mind-boggling to me. Uh-huh. Read on.
In hunger
Uh-huh.
and in thirst
And then thirst.
and in nakedness.
And then nakedness. The clothing that we want to wear. People are so crazy about all this Gucci and Louis and Fendi. Aren't most of those designers kind of gay? I don't know. I don't think I want to wear that kind of stuff. It's just ridiculous, man. Spending so much money on belts and stuff. How often can you wear those things?
They can't, man. It's just vanity.
It's just vanity, man. Read on.
And in want of all things.
And I want to go on things. You know what I'm saying?
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
And we're the only nation of people that had yokes around upon our necks. They're enslaved. Okay? Nobody else can really assimilate to this book. Okay? The Europeans, Japanese, Chinese. Okay? It only speaks to us. You know what I'm saying? So this is the atrocities and the transgressions that we went through as a nation. Okay?
So the reason I read the scripture
Uh-huh.
is because I'm reading Ecclesiastes 7 verse 7,
Yeah.
which says, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad.
Mhm.
Now a lot of people don't know that we've been
Someone's
oppressed.
calling. Someone's calling.
When I call,
Put the volume up.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Cap.
Shalom.
Shalom to the Abanawa Yahweh, Mahashem.
Men of Israel. Men of Israel.
Abanawa Yahweh, Mahashem, Hamashiach, Yahushua B'Katom.
Men of Israel. Mario. Barak. Yahweh Shabbat.
Abanawa Yahweh, Mahashem, Hamashiach, Yahushua B'Katom.
What's going on,
What
General?
do you guys do?
How you doing?
Yeah.
It's good, Cap.
All praise to Yahushua Mashiach. Truly his mercy and his favor. I see that you have been doing a great work, a great, it was a good job. All praises to Yahushua Mashiach.
Oh,
Wow,
Cap.
wow,
All praise.
All praise.
Brother, stay safe, keep up the good work.
All right, all right, shalom.
Go out, Cap.
Shalom, brother.
Shalom.
Yeah, the precept.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to explain what I want to sound.
Oh, yeah, it's like that. Normally I got a precept.
Go ahead.
No, it was Mark 7, verse 7 and 8.
Yeah, that's the one I had written down too.
Relax.
Okay,
No, it's okay.
I want to finish real quick. I love the history part of this. So the reason I brought out again Deuteronomy 28 verse 48
Mm-hmm.
is because in Ecclesiastes 7 verse 7 it says that surely oppression make a wise man mad. A lot of our people are comfortable in America.
Yeah.
They're at ease. But the people that are wise, they know that they're being oppressed. They see it when it comes to the police, the laws that are pushed against us. They literally had a law here in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
They literally had a law here in Florida where you could get a fine if you were sagging your pants.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Who does that target exactly?
Exactly.
It was one part of Florida where the majority of those people being arrested or getting ticketed was our people. They made a law specifically just for us.
Mm-hmm.
So I went into Deuteronomy 48. It says, "And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until you have destroyed thee." A lot of people are destroyed. I think America's all good. It's going to be a place where they can live the American dream.
Yeah.
I was watching a documentary from 4 years ago about when the Klan was moving into where's that place at? Can't remember the state. But basically, it was a Klan rally, and they were interviewing people about how they felt about the Klan coming to that town.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So the people that were interviewed was mostly Esau, right?
Yeah.
And Esau was either with it or against it. And then they showed Jake. Jake was talking about because it was about a slave statue of a slave master. Forgot his name, and they wanted to pull on the statue. Jake was like, "Oh, there's some good things or bad things about him." They don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
We don't know the history. This guy was a tyrant. He killed our people by the dozens, and they lived in that town. I think it was Memphis, and we don't know the history of this man. We're talking, oh, there's some good stuff to him and bad stuff to him. What good stuff is there? They destroyed.
Yeah.
Because you see them, there's pants sagging, gold teeth, they got guns. Like, you look like fools.
There were signs when you drive in the streets of those actual pictures of two guys with the pants sagging. I haven't seen no signs in a while. I guess they took them down.
Yeah,
but I've seen them.
I think it was appealed because it's unlawful.
Yeah.
Because they literally was targeting our people.
Exactly.
But again, we're destroyed for lack of knowledge. And say 46. Go ahead.
Yeah. I think that sheriff has got some.
The unlawful arrest and justice over 80%, and the people talking was mostly us.
Yeah.
Repealed in the last election or something was, but they're targeting us right now. Now people don't get it. They don't see that.
No,
And it's cool to live in America. That's why that scripture, Ecclesiastes 7 verse 7.
Yeah.
Only the white people understand what's going on, and they're gonna be upset about it.
Yeah.
Everyone else is cooling, they're chilling.
Yeah.
You're tired right there.
No, it's fine, man.
Yeah. Yeah, you got something?
You want to precept for that pants sagging thing?
Oh yeah, I know what you're going for.
No, I know. No, we don't want to. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, we pretty much.
I'm the filibuster.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about. Let's see here.
Any more?
I was looking for something. Was it? Let's see here.
That's a million miles.
12 and. Was it 12? Okay. Okay, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 12, and verse 20 or 28.
Where's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 12, verse 38?
28.
12, 38?
12, 28.
Yeah, right here.
Mm-hmm.
Observe and hear all these words.
So we're supposed to observe and hear the words of the Most High. You understand? Because we were given the law, statutes, commandments. Read.
Which I command thee, that it may go well with thee.
And that it may go well with us as a nation of people. You understand? If we would harden, our people would look at Thanksgiving as something in the past. Okay, I'm not gonna do that anymore.
You know better now.
We know better. We know not to keep the custom of heathen traditions. We're all pagan. All these pagan holidays. You have nothing to do with as a nation. People read.
Which I command thee, son,
Mm-hmm.
to go well with thee,
Uh-huh.
and with thy children after thee forever. Forever.
And forever. This is what we pass down from generation to generation, that we keep the commandments. You know what I'm saying? Keep the feast days, the high holy days. Okay, the new moons, the Sabbaths. All right, not Christmases and Thanksgiving and Halloween. This is not what we're supposed to be partaking in. Read.
When thou doest that which is good,
Which is what?
which is good,
Which is good. Read.
and right,
And what?
and right,
And right.
in the sight of the Most High.
And the sight of the Most High. This is what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be keeping all such commandments that's good and right in the sight of the Most High. Read on.
Oh, more, okay, got you.
Yeah.
Verse 29. When the Most High thy power shall cut off the nations from before thee, when thou goest to possess them, and thou succeedest them, and dwellest in their land.
And dwellest in their land. Read.
Take heed to thyself.
Do what?
Take heed to thyself.
And that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to take heed to what's going on around us. Take heed to what's being pushed on our people. You know, what is the pork and the holidays and these feast days that they try to push on our people. Read.
Take heed to thyself, that thou be not snared.
And that thou be not snared. Don't be trapped in these things that the world is giving us. Read.
Don't be snared by following them.
By doing what?
By following them.
By following their ways. Okay, read.
After that, they be destroyed from before thee. And that thou inquire not after their power, their idols.
And we're not supposed to inquire after their deities. Okay, read.
Saying, how did these nations serve their idols?
We're not supposed to ask them, like, how do you serve your God? Okay, that's nothing for us to inquire about. We're not supposed to worry about what's going on in Buddha and Krishna and Egyptology. That's not us. Okay, we got what we need right here in the scriptures. Read.
Even so will I do likewise. Thou shalt not do so unto the Most High thy power, for every abomination of the Most High, which he hated.
Which he what?
Which he hated.
Which he hated. Read.
Have they done unto their idols? For even their sons and their daughters they have burnt in the fire to their idols. What thing soever I command you, observe to do it.
He says, what things soever I command you, observe to do it. You know what I'm saying? We got everything we need here in the scriptures. Okay? We don't read before us. Read.
Thou shalt not add thereto.
Thou shalt not add thereto.
Nor diminish from it.
And we should not diminish.
I got Revelation 18:4.
You got Revelation 18:4. No, what you got? Something related to
it's Deuteronomy 10, verse 13. To keep the commandments of the Most High.
It says, take heed of the commandments of the Most High, y'all.
And his statutes.
And his what?
And his statutes.
The statutes, read.
Which I command thee this day. For thy good.
For thy good. You know what I'm saying? This is for our good.
Yeah, so that's the main point.
Yeah.
When you examine the law, statutes, and commandments, every one of them are positive. There's no negatives in there. That's what the laws of the Most High are perfect.
Yeah.
And it converts the soul.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing negative here. We actually look at it from a health point, from your state of mind, what it gives to you, the peace that comes along with it. There's no negative to it. Why wouldn't we do it?
Yeah.
But again, because our people are stiff-necked, we want to follow other people. Always in Jamaica, follow fashion. We want to follow everybody else.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to lead to our downfall, as it has for generations now.
On that note, Deuteronomy 32:7. You know what I'm saying? And then we're going to go to Romans 15:4.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 7.
Remember
the days of old.
It said the what?
Remember the days of old.
It says, remember the days of old. Read.
Consider the years of many generations.
And we should consider the years of many generations, our forefathers, our ancestors. What they did, how they lived, what they ate, okay, what they celebrated. This is what we should look up to. You know what I'm saying? But we've been so bombarded with America's ways and television is really destroying the minds of our people. You know what I'm saying? That's why I keep saying it's like there's so much distractions here in America. There's sports and these sitcoms and reality shows. It's just destroying our people, man. Corrupted. Yeah, they corrupt people's minds, man. Okay, they don't know about these peace days. They know about what America provides.
When it comes to these distractions too, look at the distractions that they do to us. When it comes to our people, again, I want to focus on us. So, what is stuff we have on our BET or whatever it is, we show our people are a joke.
Oh yeah,
like our people are loud. obnoxious, uneducated. That's what they show on television.
Yeah.
And the other nations laugh at us. It's a joke.
Yeah.
Remember,
Go ahead.
we do not own BET anymore.
No, of course not.
It's so today,
But even before we did own BET, what were they showing?
Lost any commandments?
No. Where you had all these shows about us being done, like what, Belly was on there?
Yeah, oh boy.
Like Into Deep One. These movies are just.
I love it to be
And that's why you came to the right place to get out of that stuff. The point is, again, we are a commodity to these people. It goes back to the days of old in the Colosseum.
Mm-hmm.
When our president was losing power, they had a Colosseum to entertain the people.
Yeah.
As you see today with TV and television, it's on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
It's constant entertainment. A lot of people don't know what's going on. When being a president, not seeing it.
Jeremiah 4:22.
4:22. Like again, this is constant destruction. 122, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's check this out. 22 says, oh, good one. There's a book of Jeremiah, chapter 4, verse 22. For my people is foolish.
It says, for my people, that word, my, is possessive pronoun, means ownership, read.
It's foolish.
It's what?
It's foolish.
What is Thanksgiving?
It's foolish.
It's foolish, read.
They have not known me.
You know, and we don't know the Most High.
No.
They say they love him, but are they doing the ways of the Most High? Read.
They are astonished children.
He said, we are just stupid children. Read.
And they have none understanding.
And we don't have no understanding, man. We're so conformed to this world. We're so naive, okay, to these holidays, these Thanksgiving and whatnot. Read.
Speaking of which, holidays, they are wise to do evil.
And they are wise to do evil, man. Our people are wise to follow the ways of this nation. You know what I'm saying?
Christmas.
Anything to do opposite of what the Most High say, our people they get into it, man. They know all the tricks and trades.
Ash Wednesday. Like you can just name them, all this stuff. Like, where's that gonna come from? Ash Wednesday.
Oh, I think it's some Catholic thing.
Okay, so it's not us.
That's ridiculous. I see people that come to my job with a cross before it. Yeah, it look ridiculous what I think on his forehead. It's a folly, man.
So they are wise to do evil, but to do good.
But to do what?
But to do good.
But to do good.
They have no knowledge.
They have no knowledge. Our people haven't been taught. You know, these churches, they're not teaching about anything.
Right? So we go to the houses and Bibles to teach our people, right? To compel them to come back to the marriage. What else can be done? Because we're pushing the word. What about these churches? What about these entertainers who our people listen to?
No.
Why are they pushing the word?
They can't, man. You know, these elites got a hold on them real good, man. The secret society and all that. They got them real good. Our people don't want to go astray.
Well, remember, I have so I keep on. I'm gonna give it to you.
Jeremiah 6 and 16.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 6, verse 16.
Read out.
Thus saith the Most High.
Thus saith the Most High Yahweh. Read.
Stand ye in the way. And see.
Search the old past, ask your father, your forefathers, what is the good way? Read.
Where is the good way?
He said, where is the good way? Read.
And walk therein.
And walk therein. You know what I'm saying?
He said we go in the highways and byways and compelling Israel to come back. And he's asking, what about the churches?
Yeah.
But Jeremiah 23 verse 21, because you have to understand something. The Most High called us for this. He did not call them, but Jeremiah 23 verse 21.
This book of Jeremiah, chapter 23 verse 21. Verse 21. I have not sent these prophets.
Yeah, did what?
I have not sent these prophets.
The Most High didn't send these prophets. You know, these pastors, these crippled dollars, TD snakes. Okay? Read.
Yet they ran.
And they ran. They ran for that money. Read.
I have not spoken to them.
You have not spoken to them. Read.
Yet they have prophesied.
And so, yeah, they have prophesied. Read.
But if they had stood in my counsel,
but if they have stood in the Most High's counsel, okay, kept the law, statutes, commandments, read,
and had caused my people to hear my words,
and caused his sheep to hearken unto his words, read,
then they should have turned them from their evil,
and then
evil
they
way,
should have turned from the evil way. You understand? Read,
and from the evil of their doings.
and the evil of their doings. You understand?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's true. Let me get Romans 15:4. You know, our people tomorrow, I already know what it's going to be like. Like I said earlier, it's going to be dirt bikes, four-wheelers, football, ham on the table,
54, okay.
to-go plates.
Oh yeah,
That's how it's going to be tomorrow,
many
man.
to go places. You're gonna be house hopping like this.
It's going to be house hopping. You already
It's gonna be
know.
buffet, man.
Oh, yeah, you already know how it's going to be like.
I'm
People gonna
going
be-
to my auntie's house.
Go to my auntie house,
Go to my mama's house.
get in this
Go to my best friend's house.
you fall into gluttony, man. That's basically what you're doing. The Romans 15:4.
Read the book of Romans, chapter 15, verse 4.
Uh-huh.
For whatsoever things were written aforetime,
It said, whatsoever things were written aforetime, okay, you have to go back to the past, right? It's in Jeremiah 6:16. Search for the good way, read.
were written for our learning.
We're ready for our what?
Our learning.
For our destruction.
Our learning.
For our learning, read.
That through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope.
And that we might have hope as nation preachers. You know what I'm saying? We ended off in, you know what? I'll end off just like that. Yeah. Because it's already like going on 11. So you was, well, you gotta go to finish.
I got 2 more hours.
You got 2 more hours.
I'm people need to learn, man.
Yeah, I know. We could have this thing.
What is it we gotta say to our people to understand these things? Because they have Esau so ingrained in their head as Jesus Christ. Like I see so many of our people with Jesus pieces on, not knowing just the basics of things. Like, what's the point of them having that symbol on and not knowing what it means? Well, why do we go into these things not knowing what it means?
Some stuff are stronghold. Remember, it's the Most High who put a veil over our eyes.
Yeah.
So like, if the Most High says 2/3 is gonna make it, if He does allow it, more people gonna wake up and know.
Yeah.
But really, everything is ordained, and we elected for this position. So when they have these strongholds that hold them, those are strongholds that prevent them from getting to the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah, so maybe because I'm just young and frustrated with all the stuff I see when it comes to
Yeah, I know how it is. But we have to remember, we were once on that side of the fence.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I understand. I kind of look at it from a different point of view now. Like, oh, man, just wake up to commandments and
Yeah.
do what's right, what's wrong. But I gotta understand, I was once on that side of the fence.
Yeah, but for me, I'm thinking a lot of our people when I was in the world, I didn't think the Most High was real. I didn't believe there's a higher power, but I didn't believe in the scriptures until I started to see other Israelites who were breaking it down to get understanding.
Yeah.
So we go out week after week. Sometimes people go daily.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
people are hearing the scriptures and why they wait. Okay, listen earlier. Most
Yeah.
High is right.
It takes time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, John 15:16 also, like where the Most High chose us and not the other way around. And
Yeah.
1 Timothy 6:17.
And that video, I'm not that video. It's the book of John, chapter 15, verse 15. 15, verse 16.
Get the tongue tied.
Yeah, I'm studying at the same time. Ye have not chosen me.
You say, you're what?
Ye have not chosen me,
Uh-huh.
but I have chosen you.
And Most High have chosen us. He chooses who he wants to wake up, who he wants to stay kept asleep. Read.
And ordained you.
And then what?
Ordained you.
Ordained you. It's like he made you. You know what I'm saying, so to speak.
That you should go forth and bring forth fruit.
And bring forth fruit. You know what I'm saying? So this is what we have to do. We're supposed to, compel people to come in, wake them up, tell them that they're the true Israelites of the Bible, they're the true Hebrews. The real Jews. Yeah, so tomorrow, hold on, let me see something here.
I think we're just going to be doing something. It's normal.
Yeah, tomorrow, we're supposed to be doing the 7 pillars.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ready.
Tomorrow, okay,
Everybody's
from 3 to 9 p.m. So we're gonna go over understanding, knowledge, discipline, compassion, counsel, and fear, and judgment. So those are like the 7 pillars we're going to go over tomorrow. And also Friday is the history class with Elder Bishop Lapalau. Okay, we're gonna get into history. And Shabbat or Saturday is gonna be Hebrew class with Moray or Judah. We'll be teaching it from 11 to 12. And from 12 to like 5:30 or so, it's gonna be Minister Shalom. So we're gonna go over the Torah portion. All right. Okay. All right. Let's see the live stream on the top. Let's see here. Hector Martin, Love and Respect. Countless Gamble, Shalom Butters. DLC, Shalom Israel for tuning in. Hope you like and subscribe. Allah, I am going to be in mourning and fasting tomorrow. Okay, all praise Andy Jack. I agree with you, for we should not partake in customs of this world. Hallelujah. Maria, Magdala, Nawam, Shalom, Allah. Why would I be celebrating the destruction of my forefathers and fathers? My grandma is a true American Indian. All praises. And Jack, Revelation 14:12, we pray for the Most High that we get to see the father of our Indians. Hallelujah. Allah, I got the truth. I see why that you are who your father is based on your mother's behavior. All right. Countless Gamble, I agree. I will be doing the same. My great grandmother was Native Indian. All praises. And Jack, I love to see my brothers and sisters waking. Okay, that's the phone right there. And Allah, and just imagine how your forefathers and fathers were treated by these demons, and you will be in tears. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. Thanksgiving should be a day of mourning. That's right. All praises, man. So it should be. Okay. Yeah, man. It's not about around the dinner table and all this stuff. And the true talk. As Israelites, we should be mourning and fasting on that day. Jack, come on, Shalom, brothers. Okay, it's sickening. Yahweh the way 252. It's sickening to see how spiritually dead all people are here, and people dead asleep. Yahweh 52, Amos 3:2. You only have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore I'll punish you for all your iniquities. That's right. On this gamble, I will be in mourning for both sides of my family. I didn't know about what happened to the Native Indian women until I watched a teaching program. I was shocked. I was in shock because no one told me.
Put that link in the comments so we can check it out too.
Yeah, I know about slavery on my mom's side. A lot of your enemies would never tell you who you are, of course. Why would they? It's common sense. As Israelites, we should be the most racist group on this planet. That's right. The root word racist is race. The so-called white man messed up that word by going out to kill whoever doesn't like or look like him. He isn't a racist. He is the devil the Bible speaks of. The Most High is a racist, and so should we. The so-called white man loves it when you call him a racist or white supremacist. The word of supremacist is supreme. The holiday way 52, Amos 5:21. That's the one we forgot to bring out. That's the one. Yeah, Amos. I'm glad you put that up there.
Thank you.
Yeah, Amos 5:21. I hate to despise your feast days, and I would smell your solid sins.
You guys are talking about
And to be racist, you have to get some type of love in your heart, which he or she doesn't have. We are the supreme beings to them. Allah, how can we call someone who behaves like an animal a supreme being? All the way from 252. Keep it going, boys. I got time. Yeah, you want to run this thing into OT.
Yep.
Allah, wow, I am doing all the talking here tomorrow. Really, this is all due to the fact that we going to have our people cooking turkey tomorrow, of course. You already know how it goes. Oh, man. All right, that's the conclusion of Wednesday Wisdom. You know what I'm saying? We already know what's going to happen tomorrow. People are going to get into the folly and eat turkey and get stuffed up, watching football games. Yeah, it's tradition. Understand? But that's a tradition that we have to break as a nation of people. Man. So we got to wake up to who we are, wake up to the knowledge and understanding.
So I got one last precept to end of the night. I
Yeah.
started back earlier.
Mhm.
This is Zechariah chapter 11, verse 5.
Mhm.
Whose possessors slay them
Uh-huh.
and hold themselves not guilty.
Now they hold themselves not guilty, man. You know what I'm saying? They're talking about their forefathers did it, and I ain't got nothing to do with it. That was in the past.
Yeah, but there's more to it. That's why I went to the scripture.
Yeah.
We saw in the true history of Thanksgiving, where it comes from.
Mm-hmm.
The synopsis of basically whenever Esau or the colonizers was here, whenever they wiped out the village, they had a feast afterwards.
Yeah.
And that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
But it continues on to what's happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it says, and they that seldom say,
Uh-huh.
blessed be the Lord,
So blessed be the Lord. Uh-huh.
for I am rich.
I'm what?
For I am rich.
I'm rich.
And their own shepherds pity them not.
Their own shepherds pity them not.
Blessed be the Lord. Line up with God bless America.
Lord, bring that
Oh,
up.
boy.
There you go. Bring that up.
Yeah, because they're saying God bless America.
Mhm.
But when they said God bless America, they're only talking about
Themselves.
the Caucasian.
What they accomplished,
Yeah.
what it has.
Yeah.
And it just goes into the land being defiled with blood.
Yeah.
Because how many of our Native American brothers and sisters they killed? Along with their cattle?
Yeah.
And for what? So
That's
they can
crazy.
possess the land for themselves, right?
Mhm.
And blessed be the Lord, or God bless America.
That's crazy, man.
America.
Oh, boy. All right, y'all.
Let's end it out.
One year Hakadam, brothers and face east.
One more time.
Psalm 67.
You go down.
Best friend. Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mr. Book of Psalm. Oh, I'll use the mic. Mr. Book of Psalm, chapter 67.
Uh-huh.
Yahweh, be merciful unto us,
Yeah.
and bless us, and cause his face to shine upon us. Salah. That thy way may be known upon the earth.
Mhm.
Let the people praise thee, O Yahweh. Let all the people praise thee. Oh, let the nations be glad and sing for joy. For thou shalt judge the people righteously, and govern the nations upon earth. Salah. Let the people praise thee, O Lord. Let all the people praise thee. Then shall the earth yield her increase, and Yahweh shall bless us, and all the ends of the earth shall fear him. Bahashem, Hamashek Yahushai, Tawada Tabyad, Amen.
Man. All right, get the most out of here.
Bring us to all of
Who got next?
it. Nobody.